time that can never be returned. Do you remember how, as a child, summer felt endless? You woke up in the morning and the whole day was ahead of you, vast, warm, full of possibilities. You ran barefoot through the grass, convinced it would never end, that it would always be like this, that time was something infinite, like the sky above your head. I remember that feeling well. You probably do too. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you felt like you had enough time? Why children live slower? There's something people rarely talk about openly. Our brain doesn't perceive time the way a clock does. Not evenly, not fairly. When you're 7, each year is 1/7 of your entire life experience. That's enormous. A single year of childhood is almost everything you've lived so far. That's why it feels so long, so rich, so alive. Every day brings something new. The first time you see a frog in a puddle, it's an event. The first time you ride a bike without hands, it's a triumph. The first time you fall in love with a classmate and don't know what to do with your hands, it's both a catastrophe and happiness at once. Your brain records all of this as new memories, and that's why childhood feels so vast and full. A child lives in a constant state of discovery, and discovery stretches time. But then, something begins to change. Somewhere after 20, you don't notice it right away. Days begin to blur together. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, work, commute, dinner, sleep, again and again. Your brain no longer receives the same stream of new impressions as it did in childhood. It has learned. It has automated most of your life. Morning, autopilot. The drive to work, autopilot. Lunch, autopilot. And a brain that doesn't receive new impressions simply stops recording time in detail. Why waste resources on what it already knows? That's why a week passes as if it never existed. That's why you look at a photo from 3 years ago and can't believe it was only 3 years ago. That's why at 40, you suddenly wonder, where did my 30s go? This isn't a metaphor. It's neurobiology. It's the harsh truth of how our brain works. Routine kills the sense of time, and most of us live in routine without even realizing it. 30, the turning point. I want to talk about 30 separately because it's a special age. Before 30, there's still an illusion. It feels like everything is ahead of you, that you're still young, that you'll have time. Time to make mistakes, fix them, start over. There's a sense of a large, endless reserve of years. And then 30, and something clicks. Not immediately, not on your birthday, but somewhere between 30 and 35, you suddenly notice that your parents have aged, that your childhood friends are living completely different lives, that your classmates already have teenage children, that you look at 20-year-olds and think, God, they're so young. And the first real panic doesn't come from the fear of death. It comes from the fear of wasted time, because you start counting and the numbers are frightening. If you're 35, statistically, you've already lived half of your conscious adult life. Half. And what have you done with it? Did you live or just exist? Did you tell the people you love that you love them? Did you call your mother just because? Did you hug your father and ask how he really is? About parents. About what we don't say. This is the hardest part for me to write. We all know this truth. We've all heard it, but somehow it doesn't sink in until it's too late. Our parents are aging. Right now, while you're reading this, they are aging, And every year that passes for you like a moment is another year of heavier steps for them, another year of worsening eyesight, another year when they go to bed thinking, will they call tomorrow? I think about this, and it hurts. How many times have you postponed a call? I'll call tomorrow, I'll visit on the weekend, let me finish this project, and then I'll definitely come. And a week turns into a month into a year, and somehow, unnoticed, a distance grows between you, not a physical one, but an inner one that becomes very hard to cross later. We live in a world where everyone is rushing, where busy has become a synonym for successful, where answering, "I'm fine, just a lot of work," is considered normal. But this norm steals the most valuable thing we have. It steals time with the people we love. And what about love? How many relationships fall apart not because of betrayal or lack of love, but simply because people stopped truly being present with each other? He's looking at his phone, she's thinking about work. They have dinner together and sit in silence, not because there's nothing to say, but because they've forgotten how to talk. We think love is something grand and dramatic, flowers, trips, special moments. But in reality, love is in the small things. It's asking, "How was your day?" and truly listening to the answer. It's hugging without a reason. It's saying, "I'm glad you're in my life," without being ashamed of those words. But we're in a hurry. We don't have time. And these small moments slip out of our days like coins through a hole in a pocket, one by one, unnoticed. And then one day, you look and the pocket is empty, and the relationship is empty, and you don't even understand when it happened. About children growing up without us. There's another pain worth naming. Parents reading this, you know what I mean. Children grow incredibly fast. It feels like just yesterday you held a small, warm being who couldn't even hold their head up. And today, they're already going to school. Tomorrow, they're a teenager who doesn't need help. The day after, they're living their own life. And between those yesterdays and tomorrows, you were either truly there or you weren't. Not physically. Most parents are physically present, but truly present with an open heart, without a phone in hand, without thoughts about deadlines, that's a different question. I know parents who gave their children everything material, good schools, tutors, clothes, gadgets, but they didn't give the most important thing, themselves, their time, their attention, their presence. And those children grow up with a void that no amount of money can fill. The time you didn't spend with your child today, you will never get back. Not with weekends later, not with gifts. Opportunities we postpone. Later is the most dangerous word in the human language. Later, I'll start exercising. Later, I'll write that book. Later, I'll tell him he matters to me. Later, I'll visit my grandmother. Later, I'll apologize. Later, I'll start living the way I want. But later doesn't exist. There is only now, only this moment, this minute, this day. I think about people who dreamed of starting a business, but waited for the right moment. It never came. Years did. And the dream remained just that, a beautiful but dead idea. I think about people who wanted to reconcile with their father, but kept postponing it, and then he was gone, and that conversation became impossible, and that wait, permanent. I think about people who loved but never said it. They thought there was time, that they would have another chance, that tomorrow would come. But tomorrow, that person was already with someone else, someone who wasn't afraid to speak. Time does not wait for our readiness. It moves constantly, relentlessly, indifferently. There's one more thing I want to say. Respect between people. We live in a world where everyone is rushing, irritated, overwhelmed. And in this race, we've forgotten something simple: to truly see each other. The cashier who's been standing for 8 hours, the bus driver who drives the same route every day, the neighbor we've ignored for years, the colleague who always smiles, but whose eyes sometimes look sad. We are all people with stories, with pain, with dreams, with the same fear of time slipping away. And the simplest thing we can do for each other is to be attentive, to say thank you and mean it, to ask, "How are you?" and truly listen. Not rush, not judge, just see the person in front of you. It costs nothing, but it changes everything. What do we do with all this? I don't want to leave you with pain alone. Pain without action is just suffering. So here's what matters. You can't stop time. No one can. But you can change your relationship with it. First, wake up. Literally, step out of autopilot. Look at the world with the eyes of a child seeing everything for the first time. New experiences stretch time. It's not magic, it's physiology. Eat somewhere new, take a different route, talk to a stranger, learn something new. Your brain will start recording time again, and your days will feel fuller. Second, call someone right now. Don't even finish reading this. Dial the number you've been postponing. Your mom, your dad, a friend you haven't spoken to in a year. Say something simple. "I was thinking about you. How are you?" Third, be present. When you're with someone, be with them. Not with your phone, not with tomorrow's worries. With them. That's the rarest gift you can give. Fourth, say it. Say what you've been holding back. "I love you. I'm sorry. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're in my life." These words don't lose value because they're hard to say. Quite the opposite. Fifth, start. Not tomorrow, today. That dream, that idea, that project, take the first step, even a small one, but take it now. In the end, time is moving. It's moving right now while you're reading this, and it will keep moving regardless of what you do with it. But there's a huge difference between the person who, at the end of their life, says, "I lived," and the one who says, "I was going to live." The first one didn't necessarily do anything extraordinary. Maybe they just hugged their children more often, called their mother more often, said, "I love you" more often, and heard it back. Stopped to watch sunsets, laughed more, cried more, and weren't ashamed of it. They were simply present in their own life. And that, perhaps, is the most important thing time teaches us. Don't rush so much. Don't postpone what truly matters. Don't save tenderness for later. The people you love are here, right now, and this moment is the only one that truly exists. Use it. If this message touched you, share it with someone you want to remind that they matter. Sometimes one message can become the push someone has been waiting for.